Being a leader often comes with a nice title. You get a pay raise, you get more freedom to control your schedule and responsibilities, but there's more to leadership than meets the eye. So here are a couple things that nobody tells you about leadership. It can be lonely. Leaders oftentimes have to make decisions that no one else wants to make. It can be lonely at the top, especially as leaders carry the weight of their companies. Many leaders struggle to make strong personal connections and friendships at work because of their position, which can be draining and isolating. There's actually a survey that found that half of CEOs experience loneliness on the job, which can hinder their job performance and lead to burnout. I remember Paul Markovich, the CEO of Blue Shield of California, told me it's lonely because there are many tasks that you can't delegate and decisions that only you as the leader can make. Leaders have to build a strong support system, both personally and professionally, to lift themselves up when the public pressure gets strong. A strong support system provides clarity during stressful times, and it can also help leaders step outside their role for a moment to gain perspective. Leaders also have to be really mentally strong. I recently interviewed Doug Parker, the former CEO of American Airlines, and he told me that there were actually lots of times when things weren't going well, he had to sit alone in his car to get his mind right and to pump himself up before going to work. As I mentioned earlier, it's never been harder to be a leader. With an increased emphasis on authenticity and transparency, all eyes are on today's leaders. We've all seen and heard stories and looked at those social media posts. Their gaffe is shared, their decisions are questioned, and many leaders report that there's no room to breathe because they're constantly under the spotlight. Today's leaders have to balance taking a stance on issues with the fact that people who disagree with them can come after them with pitchforks. So it's a really hard balance to have. Leaders have to balance the need to be authentic and real with their employees while also being able to protect some aspects of their lives. And leaders have to hold strong to their values and not be afraid of criticism for taking a stance on causes they believe in. Another painful thing that nobody tells you about leadership is you're always going to have critics, no matter what you do. Someone will always disagree, but don't let the critics hold you back from making progress. Too often, leaders are afraid of the pushback. They're afraid that their decisions are going to be questioned and they end up holding off on taking any action. The reality is that being able to handle the spotlight is a skill that is going to become more important. You will never please everybody, but you must always listen to people's views without unraveling and be able to communicate effectively, course correct as needed, and keep moving forward. Lastly, no leader is perfect. And with more responsibility comes bigger consequences and fallout when you inevitably make a mistake. No matter how skilled you feel as a leader, you are sure to make large, painful, and impactful mistakes. And with those mistakes, again, will come that public scrutiny and a need to pick up the pieces and recover from your mistake. But growth comes from making mistakes. You cannot grow if you don't fail. Strong leaders know how to weigh their options, listen to various opinions, and make well-informed decisions without wavering, but they are also resilient when mistakes are made. I'll never forget an interview I had with Jacques van den Broek, the CEO of Randstad. And he told me he made an investment that ultimately cost the company $150 million. But from that experience, he learned perspective. After he made that mistake, he was able to bounce back and ask clients how he could change and tailor his approach. And the company actually ended up becoming very successful. Why does any of this matter? Because your mindsets make a difference. As a leader, you have to be mentally strong to handle the increased pressure and scrutiny. Even though being a leader has never been more difficult, it's also never been more crucial. Great leaders can change the world and the lives of their employees and customers. Developing resilience and embracing the skills and mindsets to withstand the pressure of leadership can set you up for a successful career with a lasting impact.